Imagine this. You are starving. It is 40,000 years ago. The sun is dying behind the hills. You have not eaten in 3 days. And there, right in front of you, a wild boar lies dead. You killed it yourself. The meat is warm. The blood is fresh. Your hands are shaking with hunger. Every instinct screams at you to eat. But something stops you. A deeper instinct. A quieter voice. It whispers a warning you cannot explain. Do not eat this raw. Build a fire first. Now here is the strange part. That same ancient voice still lives inside you today, right now, in the modern world. Watch what happens. Tonight you might order sushi, raw salmon, raw tuna, sliced thin, sitting on your plate. You will eat it raw and never blink. But hand you a slice of raw steak, just as fresh, just as clean, and something recoils inside you. Your stomach turns. Your brain screams no. Why? Why does one raw flesh feel normal and the other feels like death? Most people think it is taste or tradition. They are wrong. The real answer is hidden inside your own body, buried in a war you never knew you were fighting, a war between you and invisible killers you cannot see. Scientists have a name for it: host specificity. And once you understand it, you will never look at food the same way again. Stay until the end, because the final layer reveals something about your own flesh you were never told. Let us start with the obvious lie. Isn't raw meat just as safe as raw fish? Not even close. Researchers once tracked people who got sick from raw food. They found something strange. Raw fish poisoning was usually mild, short, survivable. But raw mammal meat poisoning was different. Deeper, longer, sometimes deadly. Why? The answer is hiding inside the flesh itself. Picture a cow in a field. Its body is warm. Its blood runs near 101 degrees, almost exactly like yours. Now picture a fish, cold-blooded, living in water barely above freezing. Here is the fascinating part. Parasites are picky, deeply picky. They evolved to survive inside one specific kind of body, one specific temperature. A parasite built for a warm cow gut thrives instantly inside your warm gut too, because your body feels just like home. Same warmth, same darkness, same chemistry. But a parasite built for a cold fish hits your 98.6 degree bloodstream and panics. It is not built for this heat. It cannot hold on. It dies before it can take root. This is host specificity, the hidden reason raw fish feels survivable and raw mammal meat does not. But temperature is only the first layer. Peel it back, because the truth goes deeper. It is not just about heat. It is about how closely related you are to your dinner. Think about it. You share more biology with a cow than a tuna, more with a pig than a salmon. Mammal parasites evolved to jump between mammals, easily, smoothly, like a key sliding into a nearly identical lock. Your body, the cow's body, the pig's body, almost the same lock. But a fish is so genetically distant from you that its parasites simply cannot pick the lock at all. They arrive, they fumble, they fail. This is why one of history's deadliest meat parasites, Trichinella spiralis, almost only targets pigs and bears and other mammals, never fish, because fish are too far away, too different, too foreign. So what did this parasite do to humans? For centuries, undercooked pork carried it. People ate, and then came the muscle pain, the fever, the swelling, in severe cases, death, and nobody knew why. For most of human history, there was no explanation. They only knew one thing: raw meat sometimes turned deadly, but their bodies had already learned the lesson, long before science could explain it. Now go back 40,000 years. You are that starving human again. The boar is dead in front of you. The meat is warm. You have a choice. Eat it raw now, or build a fire and wait. Every human who chose fire survived more often. Every human who ate it raw rolled the dice with an invisible enemy coiled inside the muscle. And here's what happened. Generation after generation, the fire users lived longer. They had more children. They passed on the instinct. The raw eaters, many of them died before they could. Their bloodline thinned and faded. This is why, even today, the smell of raw mammal meat can trigger disgust. It is not random. It is ancient risk memory, written into your senses by ancestors who paid in blood. So you would not have to. But raw fish never triggered that fear, because fish never carried the same warm-blooded threat. So does that mean raw fish is completely safe? No. And here is where it gets stranger. Fish do carry parasites, real ones. Anisakis worms are among the most common. They live coiled inside fish muscle, waiting. But here's the twist. These worms evolved for cold-blooded hosts. Seals, whales, sea creatures, not you. When an Anisakis worm enters a human body, it usually cannot complete its life cycle. It causes irritation, sometimes sharp stomach pain, but it rarely builds a lasting infection because your body is the wrong world, a dead end, not a new home. So the danger is real, but it plays by completely different rules, which raises a haunting question. How did ancient humans figure out which raw fish was safe? Without microscopes, without science, this part is almost unbelievable. Around the coasts of Japan, centuries before refrigeration existed, fishermen noticed something. Through trial, through error, through death, fish caught fresh from cold, deep water rarely made people sick. But fish left out too long, warmed by the sun, or pulled from warm, shallow water, made people ill far more often. They did not understand parasites. They could not see bacteria, but they built an entire food culture around one rule: cold, fresh, immediate. This became the foundation of sashimi and sushi, a system built on instinct, centuries before anyone knew what a parasite even was. But instinct had a blind spot, and modern science filled it with one weapon: freezing. In the 20th century, researchers discovered something powerful: freeze fish at extreme cold for long enough, and almost every hidden parasite dies. This is why, today, sushi-grade fish in the United States is required by law to be frozen first, -4 degrees, for at least 7 days before it can legally be served raw. It is not magic. It is not tradition. It is a temperature war, cold enough, long enough, to kill what could never survive the cold in the first place. So a question rises naturally. Why not just freeze mammal meat too and eat that raw? Here's the uncomfortable answer. Freezing kills many parasites, but it does not kill everything. The danger in mammal meat is not only parasites, it is bacteria. E. coli, Salmonella. These are not parasites at all. They live on the surface of the meat, and unlike fragile, cold, sensitive fish parasites, many of these bacteria survive freezing just fine. The cold barely slows them. The only reliable killer? Heat. High heat. Which is exactly why cooking mammal meat still matters, even after freezing. This is the layer almost nobody thinks about. Raw fish danger. Mostly parasites. Cold sensitive. Freezing neutralizes them. Raw mammal danger. Mostly bacteria. Heat sensitive. Freezing barely touches them. Two completely different wars, hiding behind one simple question. Why do we eat one raw and not the other? And now the final layer, the strangest one of all. This was never really about fish or meat. It was about distance, biological distance, between you and what you are eating. The closer an animal is to you, genetically, thermally, physically, the more dangerous its raw flesh becomes, because whatever survives inside its body can often survive inside yours too. Fish are distant, cold, foreign. Their threats cannot make the jump. Mammals are close, warm, familiar. Their threats slide right in. So the next time you eat sushi without fear, understand what your body is truly doing. It is not being careless. It is running an ancient calculation, built by millions of years of trial, death, and survival. It measures the biological distance between you and your food, and decides in an instant, is this distance safe? And the next time raw meat turns your stomach, know this: that is not weakness. That is not squeamishness. That is 40,000 years of ancestors who learned the hard way that some flesh is simply too close to your own to eat unprepared. Your disgust is not random. It is inherited memory from every ancestor who almost did not survive figuring this out. They built you to feel the danger before you could ever understand it. And now, finally, you do.